I think the music industry breeds the best shooter editors, mostly editors, but like any of the festival shooters, like those guys are some of the best editors. I think burnout is kind of an overused word. I think that's like replacement word for being lazy sometimes. Going on tour in college, it was kind of a crazy lifestyle, and that really prepped me for the fast turn stuff. With the VFX, you can overdo it so easily, and you can like learn a new tutorial and then be so eager to just like cram it into a video. But again, separates the good editors from the best. But most of my editing is consisting of...
What's up, guys? My name is Devin Huynh. Welcome to the 11% podcast. Today, I have a very, very special guest. We are here with the one and only Jack Botti. Jack Botti is an American filmmaker. He's based in Bend, Oregon, and over the past few years, he's built a wide range of portfolios, shooting for top-profile clients and brands like Toyota, GoPro, Yeti, Celsius, Justin Bieber, and more. He's shot and edited recaps for world premieres, car commercials, festivals, and more, and his work is taking him across the world. I know you've been incredibly busy these past few weeks, so thank you again for just being here. You've shot for film festivals in Thailand. You've shot the F1 premiere recently with Brad Pitt, the Last of Us premiere. That's how I came across your work. Your turnaround times are absolutely insane when it comes to just making the absolute, like the level of quality of videos that you're producing, and the fact that it's turnaround in like sometimes less than even 24 hours. So Jack has become the go-to creative for many clients of these brands alike, and here he is, the one and only. I just want to say thank you again so much for hopping on.
Dude, thank you. What an intro. That was awesome.
No,
I appreciate it.
All you. Before we even really dive into everything, I know you've been really busy these past few weeks. I think our audience mainly consists of a lot of video editors, and they're also half of them are videographers. But would you mind giving like some of our listeners like maybe a rundown, maybe what a week in the life looks like? Because some of them just they want to be like you. They're like, I want clients. I want to have shoots back to back to back.
Yeah, for sure. Well, by the way, I mean, I love your channel. Love what you guys are doing. I mean, the tutorials are so engaging. And I'm in Final Cut, so like I dabble in After Effects, but like that's kind of the bread and butter is Final Cut. But yeah, I mean, I stumble across your videos all the time. Yeah, I actually just made a week in a life video, which is funny. But yeah, I mean, a lot of my work consists of travel. I live in Bend, Oregon, and none of my work is here anymore, at least. I did do all the jobs here, the breweries, the mountains, all the resorts here, the tourism boards. And now my work just takes me elsewhere. Like you were saying, like it's a very fast-paced, like quick-turn environment. And I kind of came from the festival world, like the tour life. I toured with DJs in college. That kind of like prepped me for this quick-turn stuff. But yeah, like I mean, I was literally gone the entire month of June. I went to, it's not like the most glamorous place, but I was in Detroit. Then I went to Pittsburgh, and then to New York, and then back home, and then left like the following week for New York for literally like one day, and then came back, and then went to Ireland for a PGA major, and then came back, and those are all like kind of one-off clients, but yeah, you definitely got to keep up with the travel. I don't think I've been home for more than, I mean, at least 3 weeks all year, which again, like not the most glamorous thing, like especially traveling out of a smaller airport. I always got layovers. I always got something bad happening during the travel, but I wouldn't change it for the world, man. It's like, it's the best job ever, and it keeps you on your toes for sure.
Wow. And you just I saw on your, you just bought a home? No?
Yeah, that like two and a half years ago.
Oh, okay.
I bought a house here in Bend. Yeah, I was living in, I mean, some of the brands you said may be a little dated for my website. I got to update that. But I was living in Scottsdale for a year, post living in Bend for a while. I went to school here, moved to Scottsdale to do the whole work thing and just get away from Bend for a bit. Actually met my fiance, or excuse me, wife now, but fiance then in Scottsdale. Congrats. Brought her back to Bend. And then, yeah, the rest is history. I'm here, and I'm here to stay for sure. This is home base.
Wow, that is crazy. I know, like, personally, in my life stage, that would be a lot. I don't know. It's props to you and how you can handle that. But I know a lot of editors and videographers, they like definitely aspire to that. So also props to you as well for being able to achieve that and get to that position.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate it.
Really quickly, for somebody who doesn't know you, who is Jack Botti? And how did you first get into videography and video editing?
Yeah, Jack Botti, born and raised in Portland, Oregon, a little bit outside Portland. We were just talking. I grew up like 5 minutes from the Nike headquarters.
Yeah.
And I honestly wasn't really introduced into video until like high school. That's like when all video kind of started to become a thing, Instagram, everything. Me and my friends bought a camera, and we're just like shooting cliff jumping and all this stuff we do in high school. More oriented around action sports. And then it wasn't until like college, I actually took a year off before I went to college to ski race. It's kind of a normal thing to do when you're a ski racer. I actually ski race like my entire life. My last year doing it like full time was this year off after high school. Then I bought a camera kind of during that year because I had a ton of free time on my hands. My friends and I would like shoot up at the mountain. Literally all I'd be doing is like skiing all day, working out and hanging out with my friends for a year, which was pretty awesome. But that kind of gave me the opportunity to learn the ins and outs of a camera, also editing. I was like all up at the mountain. So like action sports was kind of my bread and butter at that point. Still is.
Sick.
I like one of my favorite things to do is ski and shoot at the same time. That's like where I started. And then my friends and I started a web series called Keep the Stoke Alive. It's just kind of like this fun web series for us to look back at our lives in college. And I posted that on YouTube, and I was kind of just like trying to tinker around with different editing techniques. And that got picked up by a couple brands, and I worked for GoPro over the summer on this like beta testing editing software. I started posting stuff, and brands got connected with me through that. And I guess the moral of that is like the free stuff that you're making is kind of leads to the client work for the most part. That's where I started. Did I answer your question?
No, that was perfect. I think that's also really cool too, because a lot of people will come up and they'll ask, and they'll always be like, oh, how do I get clients? How do I get gigs? But then it's like, I have to do free work. And like, just like, make stuff. And like, I just want to shoot for Toyota, or I just want to shoot for Rolling Loud, it's like,
yeah, bro. I mean, I was grinding just like everyone else starting out, like just shooting everything. Even if I was like leaving the house, like I'd bring my camera.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that's like kind of what you have to do just so you learn how to be comfortable with the camera and editing. Now it's a bit of the opposite where I'm like, okay, let me put this camera down and actually go hang out with my friends. I don't shoot for fun at all anymore, which is not a good thing. I feel like I should kind of up my game there, but taking a break and like separating the work and personal is so nice, and it's so crucial when you have this like crazy of a schedule. So I try and do it when I can.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm in the same boat as you, because always was shooting, like we go to Disneyland, bringing the camera, just like and then
everywhere.
And and it was fun. And then now it's like, okay, now I have a full-time job. I'm doing this for like a living, and it's like, and I'll do shoots, and it's like that's my work. And then you have to have that space. Sometimes you have to enjoy the moment, not capture it.
For sure, 100%. Yeah, those bars right there.
I thought of that in like 9th grade. I thought it was so cool. I put in my Instagram bio, and now I'm like,
nice.
But I like to live by it though. So, no, that's awesome. That answers pretty much. That's a great intro to yourself. Really quick, when you're starting off, do you feel like you had a big break moment? When was your first like gig when you realized that this could actually be like a career? Like, was there a moment where you're like, oh shit, like I could do this? Like,
yeah, I guess there's two, like one as a career and then one kind of niching down recently. The first one I would say is going on tour in college. It was kind of a crazy lifestyle, and that really prepped me for the fast turn stuff. I was with Autograph, these DJs, shout out to Autograph. Super cool guys, and they brought me around the country and then around the world eventually. And that just like flexed my speed and turnaround. There's always a sold out show, there's always like something going on. So I mean, I was turning around stuff pretty quickly even back then, which was 2018, 2019, very, very pre-COVID type stuff. I mean, from there, I figured out that could be like a good career path as well as like a good portfolio. Bro, it was like a crazy lifestyle. I would be in school like Monday through Thursday, leave Thursday night, go to like East Coast and do a run on the East Coast, be doing my homework in the green rooms, like trying to catch up on school while like we're like up all night, and then come back and be in class on Monday, which was nice that they structured their tour life like that because I could still get like school time, but it was also, yeah, it was chaotic for sure. Like 20 credits and then also trying to like do this whole lifestyle for not that much pay back then. But yeah, that was kind of a big break, and it definitely like flexed my portfolio, just gave me some work to showcase, brought me to Bali and Thailand and a lot of cool places. And then I would say recently, that's like everyone kind of starts out like shooting everything, editing everything, trying to one-man band it. And I'd say like in the last 3-4 years, I dove way more into post work, kind of like you. And although you've probably been doing it way longer than I have.
No.
But like the quick turn stuff was, yeah, it was kind of at the forefront of my mind. And I had a festival reach out to me, or a production company of a festival reach out to me for Baja Beach Fest. It's like a reggaeton festival. And it was, I think it was like 4 days of daily editing for 2 weeks. So like 4 long weekends for 2 weeks straight. So I ended up delivering 8 daily recaps from this festival. And the workflow there was insane. I kind of just had to fake it till I make it. Like came in, they had like 5 or 6 red ops, 2 or 3 drone ops, a couple like social units. So like the footage that I was getting, luckily, thank God we had a DIT, but we were ingesting like 10 terabytes a day. So like immediately I was like put into the ringer of like trying to edit and ingest all this footage super fast. And I would deliver a cut that night / early morning because the festival went late. But yeah, I'd like have a cut flipped by like 4 a.m. and then sleep till 1, get back on site by 2, and then do it all over again. And that was, dude, it was a grind, but it was also like super fun to figure out quick workflow in such a crazy environment. Because using red cameras or doing that big of a production for a festival, it's not meant to be, crammed into one daily recap. It's like these guys are doing after movies. The production is kind of like a commercial production, and it's all like expedited into 24 hours or less. And now I feel like I can say I've perfected that workflow, but yeah, like entering that environment is like, dude, it's a different ballpark. It's just like so different than a normal commercial shoot or even just like a small branded shoot. You're just on your toes at all times, and yeah, you can't hesitate.
That is insane. Yeah, as you're saying this, I'm like, such a similar experience. I'll tell you after, but like I did. This is like I'm interviewing you. I think your story's super interesting. But yeah,
no, tell me.
Festival teams, and I only did one tour. Never again. It's like solely because of like the turnarounds. But I opened for this one artist. Her name was Gloss Up, and then she was like it was for the Little Baby tour, but like the exact same experience. Like first year college. Had to fly back because I was about to lose my dorm because I didn't show up for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then like such a, it's crazy. I just am like kind of in awe because I'm like, oh my God, somebody else had the same exact experience as me.
Dude, yeah. But I think that's like a really good way. A lot of guys go into sports in college and do the sports like scene, but I think there is artists always wanting content, and even if it's not like the biggest budgets, like you get to work with these artists and just like be able to build out your portfolio. I think the music industry breeds the best shooter editors, mostly editors, but like, dude, the quick turn stuff, like any of the festival shooters, like those guys are some of the best editors. Like if I was a brand or a startup or something, I would go straight to the festival kind of content guys because they're reliable. They're quick on their toes. They can do the run and gun stuff, but they also can like make this commercial product in such little time. And now that's so important to brands. But yeah, dude, that's cool. That's you were more like hip hop style though, yeah?
Yeah, I did. Because I think yours is like house, or were they?
Yeah, a little future house, like EDM, yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. I did a couple raves once. Those ones are also crazy too. I would love to do those more. But I did a lot of rap stuff. Came up on the Rolling Loud, teams and like that's how I met. I don't know if you know Respective Collective, Simon.
Yeah.
All those guys, and then kind of just like networked my way through, and then like miraculously I did the Coachella one in 2023, like landed that, and I think that was when I like first opened my eyes. I was like, oh my god, these guys are you know Ari Fenoi? I forget Farroy.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Coachella, a lot of Coachella content.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I remember I was like sitting like because my desk was like in the other bungalow from his, and then I went over to his, and he's just like I was like talking to him. He's just like an insane like his workflow. It's like it's easy. You just get these content and I shoot and then I put it into Cinema 4D and then I'm done with. I render these settings and it's like crazy.
Those on-site VFX is psychopath. Like I strictly stay in like the 2D VFX / no VFX at all. And you know that's hard in and of itself. But like being on site and taking things into Blender and C4D is pretty insane. And those guys were doing it like way back then, and now it's even crazier and faster and everything with AI. It's pretty crazy. I try and stay in like one lane of like, okay, I'll make this pretty for you, make it flow without these crazy VFX. Because sometimes brands or like festivals don't really want that. Like they just want clean shots.
Exactly.
So it kind of just depends on what you're doing.
But your content is still very like. I think people still look at it as like top level visual effects though too. I think it's also you blend camera movements and like for example there's a shot with the F1 Premiere and you do like the move down effect on like all the different cars and it kind of match cuts. That's like visual effects and it looks sometimes way better than all the crazy 3D visual effects.
100%. Yeah, I have a bone to pick with the VFX because it's just like, you know, you can overdo it so easily. And you can like learn a new tutorial and then be so eager to just like cram it into a video. But most of my editing is consisting of like pulling the best selects. Literally like 90% of my editing is just select pulling, sifting until I find the best selects. And then I can kind of like massage it and make it flow a bit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean those like pinpoint tracks and just like in-camera movements are like a lot of what I rely on. A lot of people reach out asking me like what plugins I use, and I don't use a single plugin that like is any sort of effect or transition. Maybe like 1% of the time if I just wanted to fill the gap and make it look a little bit more engaging. Because almost every single one of my shots, if you see in my videos, are moving. There's some sort of movement. Even if it's static, it's like an important shot to stay static, stuff like that. So yeah, it's just like, you know, trying to find the best selects and just training yourself to do it quickly, and then you can kind of like edit from there. But it's really just like cutting down, and then next thing you know, you kind of have this like rhythm.
No, I agree. And I think a lot of people often overdo it. Like as editors, we always want to like, oh, it's not good enough yet, or like I could add another thing. And sometimes simplicity and minimalism is key to everything.
For sure.
That's perfect. It's kind of. Oh yeah, sorry. Continue.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, back to the Baja Beach Fest, like that definitely sparked my interest in A, the quick turnaround stuff, and B, just like editing in general. Like I was working with Red cameras, and I felt like I wasn't giving them the attention that they deserve. I mean, they're like, you know, $20,000 to $50,000 cameras, and we're just like turning it around into a social piece. So I like really, after that festival, I like really hammered down on what to like the cadence of editing and the flow of things and the coloring of like all these different types of source cameras, and then again like condensing that into a 12-hour stint is a whole different beast. But yeah, that sparked my interest for it.
The shooting on Red, I mean editing Red footage is crazy, and then also like color grading. I've only edited Red for one project, also never do it again.
Yeah, there's ups and downs to it. I mean the ProRes, it still cuts like butter. I will say like these M series MacBooks changed my life forever. Like I was never 100%. Yeah, like Final Cut was always fast, but even with the i9 chips, they were slow. Like ingesting footage, you had to use the right codecs, you had to make proxies, and with the M series, cutting ProRes footage in an ARRI camera or a Red is so seamless. Like 10 years ago, this wasn't even a job, and now I consume like 3-4 projects a month just doing these like daily or on-site edits. And yeah, now it's a thing and clients want it, and we're setting the bar for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's really interesting to see also where this is gonna take the industry in like 10 years from now. Like, is like the bar gonna be okay? Now it's just like standard. We need a videographer, and they're gonna turn around the edit like tomorrow. It's like iPhones. You can get your photos.
Yeah.
You can see them as I take the photo. 30 years ago, you have to take it to the print shop and film, and it's just like same with video process. So as things get faster and faster, it's really interesting to I don't know, really
Dude,
interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I might be part of the problem, like being this fast and like trying to refine these workflows. That just raises client expectations. So like we're trying to jam pack all this stuff into one, and next thing you know, like the client asks for it quicker on the next shoot. So I'm just like, shit, did I just like fully bottleneck myself into
no, it's a good problem.
Quick turn stuff.
It's also forcing people to be better video editors.
Yeah.
There's not throwing shade. I don't know, we're a tutorial channel. Everyone can improve, but some people are not that good editors.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I got hot takes.
Yeah, we gotta
For sure.
gotta raise the bar. So that's perfect because it leads into my next segment. So we have a fun game that we play, and it's similar to like this underrated format and podcast. But we're gonna name effect types, and then you're gonna tell me if it's overrated or underrated.
Okay.
There's sometimes different terminology or phrasing for the effects, but if you don't know, I'll just explain it. First things first. You ready? We'll give you you have 5 seconds to tell me if it's over or underrated.
Okay, game on. Let's do it.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Number 1, match cut effect.
Ooh, depends. It's got to be tasteful. That's right in the middle for me.
Right in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you how often are you using match cuts on your videos? Would you say?
I mean, pretty often when I can. Again, that like makes a good editor when you find moments that could be match cut, especially from other people's footage. That's like not maybe intended to be match cut, but you find that moment. That's what separates the good editors from the best. And then like shooting your own content, making sure it's tasteful. Obviously it's a bit overdone with the signs and everything in different places, but I still think it's a pretty good engaging moment. And again, at the end of the day, like the client's happy, I'm happy. So if they're happy and stoked on this match cut that you may have seen a million times, I mean, all's fair. Sorry, that was
Sick.
over 5 seconds.
Yeah. No, that was good. The 5 seconds is just for the like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
you.
next one, kind of a hot take. Insta360 in 2025.
Ooh, I'd say overrated. I'm not a huge i360 guy. I'm not like huge on their just video quality. It takes the right person to really get that right, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't trust myself using Insta360 and just using their presets and making it look good. I don't know. I don't like how it comes out. I actually like more GoPro Max, GoPro Fusion. Just the way, it's shot and log, and just the way it looks is way more seamless to other cameras than the i360. It just has that like sharpness that I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's also like emerging technology still. Categorize
for sure, dude. I bet the 360 world in general is going to be so much different in 5 years and way more accessible to everyone. And I know some of the best guys still use like GoPro Reframe and Premiere, and that's an amazing software that can reframe your 360 videos better than any preset, anything i360 has right now. But that'll change in 5 years. That will for sure change, and it'll be good.
Yeah, I agree. I had one in my first Insta360 in 2023, and I kind of felt like I went through a honeymoon phase where I was like using it on every project. Thought it was so cool. Then like
for sure,
next like year actually, I was like, this is just, it's not it.
Yeah.
And there was one time I did a festival, and there was like the guidelines were actually no tiny planets. Like
really,
like, we don't want to see tiny planets.
That's fair. Yeah, no, they know what they're doing. I mean, yeah, it's a little overrated in that, but if you can find a good use case for it, the skiing stuff, again, like depending on the user and how they're like shooting it and editing it, it looks really good. So yeah, it just depends on who's editing,
awesome.
I guess.
Awesome. Sick. Okay, the next one is halation and film bloom in 2025 too. You know, like the film.
Yeah.
Film, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, depends. I'd say still, like, if you're overdoing it and just throwing it on everything, that's like not a, it just doesn't look good in my opinion. It's just like too much. And we're also, thanks, babe. We're also, like, a lot of the trending things that you see is like reverting back to the 90s film movies, which if you notice, like, I've been watching a lot of like early 2000s and 90s film movies. Like, there's so many film techniques, crash zooms, flares, maybe like hiccups that the DPs or that directors will leave in just because it kind of creates this like moment. Like, those are kind of what we're replicating now that you see on social. And when you're like overdoing that, it just doesn't feel like genuine or natural. Like, you're putting halation on like it's funny because I just did this on an Ari shot. I have the timeline up. But if you're putting halation on it that doesn't have like the best use case, it's, I don't know, it's just not, it could be overdone very easily. But I do like it. It looks good. It's just, you got to use it wisely.
Has to be used wisely. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last one is VHS camcorders also in 2025.
Gosh, dude, you're meeting me in the middle with all these. Because, like, you can overdo it so easily, but we just shot, like, a kind of recap / event sizzle for Clips. This Pusha T and Malice, this album that just dropped. And they did a live stream thing. We were shooting with Apple Music, and we had to turn around the sizzle. And we used a lot of VHS stuff. But it still has to be, like, tasteful when it's all tied together. We had 2 FX3s as well. So, like, we were, trying to make those scenes, like, actually matter with the VHS as opposed to overdoing it. Some clients request just VHS, and some guys I see are hired just to be a VHS shooter, Like,
That's
I'm sure
crazy.
Rolling Live has those
Yeah.
guys. So, like, yeah, I don't know. People like it. I'm not over it at all.
Got it. That's perfect. Those are our effects right now. The oh shoot, what was I gonna ask? Slipped my mind. Oh, the last one I was actually gonna ask you is a comparison. I know you said no plugins or you're on Final Cut.
Yeah, go for it though. I know After Effects pretty well.
Does if you were to choose between 2 plugins, are you choosing Sapphire, Boris Effects, or Red Giant Universe Suite? One or the
I have Red Giant. Yeah, I have Red Giant Universe for Final Cut, and that's probably what I'd go to. I don't even know the other one. So Red Giant's pretty nice when I need to use like a specific effect. Man, they're pricey, but yeah, I still have it.
It is a crazy price. But the my favorite there is optical glow. Everything.
Yeah. There's a guy, I'm gonna shout him out because he's an absolute legend in the Final Cut world. His name's Ryan Nangle, and he might be like you in the Final Cut world, but he like goes over all of his tutorials. He builds plugins for Final Cut specifically, and as long as you're using it again like tastefully, and you're a solid editor that can use those plugins to your advantage, not to start the video but to enhance it, that's super important. But man, he's a legend, and I have a lot of his stuff that can go a long ways if you're using it right.
Sick. Yeah. Send me his contact after.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope. So now we're gonna dive into a couple more creative questions, and then we'll wrap up. Do you ever struggle as a creative shooting a lot of stuff? Do you ever struggle with creative burnout? If so, how do you push through it?
That's a good question. I was actually just talking to another guy about this the other day, but I think burnout is kind of an overused word. I think that's like a replacement word for being lazy sometimes. And like, dude, maybe it just takes like a redefinition of what it takes to like be lazy, or to work hard. I think it's like, a lot of people use it just to cop out and say like, oh, I'm just tired, I don't want to work anymore. That said, there is like creative blocks that I go through. You really don't have time to like deal with that on site when you're editing and turning around content. Like, the rule number 1 in my head is like, just don't hesitate, make your decision and move forward. And it's as simple as that. So like, that helps me just to, not like hit this roadblock. But in general, yeah, I try to avoid that word because it's like, you know, it's kind of overused, and a lot of guys use it as like just a substitute for being lazy, dude. I mean, there's so many guys that work harder than I do. I work super hard, but there's guys that work harder, and I just like put that in perspective, and it helps me keep going.
Agree. Sometimes you have to lock in.
Yeah, there's nothing else. It's like dig deep and just power through. Like the burnout is like, dude, do like 20 push-ups, watch your saved videos on Instagram, and power back through it. Like you're good.
Yeah, I agree. I think what I've realized a lot about myself is sometimes if like I hit a point, there's like, oh man, there's an actual psychological term for it, but it's like you have like two kind of like brain energy powers, and it's like one is like your mental work, and then the other is like physical work. And let's say if you work a construction job, then you come home, you need to do like some mental work to like offload. And if you do like a job using the office or using your brain a lot, you need to go home and do a workout or something so that you can keep going. And each one kind of like replenishes the other. Sometimes, like the push-ups thing is funny because like, exactly.
Yeah.
You'll catch me at 3 a.m.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, just powering through. I think I forget what the book is called. I think it's Good Artist Copy, Great Artist Steal. It's some sort of creative book, but they talk a lot about like digital versus analog. I'm pretty sure it's this book, but like this guy has like an analog desk just for drawing, just for being like hands-on. A desk like this that's just like has nothing digital on it, and then you have a desk like this that's just like, you know, everything that you need that like gets the job done and makes you money. But separating those two and having like a moment to go back here to the drawing board, or even if it is a whiteboard or something, and then replenish yourself and then go back to the digital world that always helps too. But like, honestly, I have no problem at this point, at least. I'm sure it'll change down the road. I mean, this job is not very sustainable with how much you're just going through, but I have no problem right now like doing 12 to 15 hour editing days if that's what it takes. Like if someone hires me, to get the job done, I'm going to do whatever it takes to, make it worth it to them. And also like, I feel like if I'm stepping away from the computer sometimes on projects, that I'm wasting time where I could be like doing an effect or editing or sifting through, like on site, your footage is coming in every hour. So like you really got to stay on top of it. Sometimes I don't eat on festivals or anything because it's just like, dude, I'm like wasting time editing. So yeah, I don't know. It's what, again, separates the good editors from the best. And like some people have it and can just power through, put their headphones on and go. And other people just don't have it and it's not for them. And rightfully so.
That's perfect. I don't know if you're like looking at my screen, but that is my next question. It's like, what separates good editors from great editors? And think you just covered it. What it takes. A lot of people come in, they say they want this job, or they want to do this, or I want to be a video, I want to shoot for these types of clients. I guess to reword this, what is one thing that younger self you wish you would have known when you were starting off about that grind and hustle? Because a lot of people, they want this, they want that dream, and then they don't know what it takes. What advice would you give to someone younger?
For sure. Yeah, I'll say two things, because we talked about this like week in the life of my schedule, and I said this on Instagram, but like that, the video I posted like highlights all the good moments and the fun parts. But like, bro, if I showed the bad parts and I actually explained like that week, it would weed a lot of people out, just in terms of like staying up all night, not getting enough sleep, editing, staring at your computer for 15 hours until your eyes are bloodshot. Like this editing world is no joke at all. And it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for everyone. So like, I guess like, that's one thing I just wanted to touch on. But I guess like deciding what you want to do early on is super important. If I were to give my younger self advice about starting or getting into this world, I would focus on what I really like and niching down in the beginning and just like trying to flex that muscle as hard as I can. I think a lot of guys come into this world doing everything and wearing all the hats, and I think you can get by with that for a long time, but then you'll slowly start to find your interests like down the road and just what you like and what you don't like. And if you're getting hit up about like shooting jobs but you don't like shooting, like you probably should not shoot anymore and start editing and not like promote the fact that you're shooting. And it's just like finding that kind of niche, I guess. I still shoot, but I did, like I was saying 3-4 years ago, really focus on the post-production and trying to be the best of the best in that like quick workflow world. But yeah, I mean, really just I guess that was a long way of answering that question, but just like really leaning into what you like and what you don't like in the start of your career, or just even when you're young, dude, like, just figuring out what you like. I guess it's as simple as that. It's kind of a cliche answer, but
no, that is perfect. Sometimes,
and I will say, yeah, like, I don't know if this will come off making sense, but like maybe if you really didn't know if you liked, let's say like the pre-production, just tell yourself you really don't like it, or tell yourself that you really do like it. Like, just get it in your mind that like it's either one or the other. Like, I hate pre-production. I don't want to do it at all. That's not where my business lies. Then you might like change your mind in your head. Like you might tell yourself that you will, it's hard to explain, but like just putting these like absolutes on things that you might not be unsure about. Like, even in life, dude, like I used to hate country music. Like, I just hated it. And I told myself I hated it for so long. And now it's like, wait, do I actually like really hate country music? Or is it just like, I was just trying to like play this role. I don't know if that's making sense, but like just really like trying to lean into what you like and what you don't like, and you might surprise yourself in the outcome.
No, I agree. I had this quote I hung on I took one of those like entrepreneur Gary V type courses when I was like in high school, and one of the things that actually did stick with me, there's this quote I hang on my wall. It's like, you are who you believe you are, and with work you will become who you believe you are. And it's like, oh no, it's not who you are, it's who you believe you are, and with work you will become who you believe you are. And it's all really just like a mindset manifestation, I guess you could categorize them. But if you believe it and then you like also act on it as well, then it becomes physical.
For sure.
Reality.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good way to put it too.
You have to be delusional.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, no, that was a great answer. Just to wrap things up, we've covered a lot. We've gone over your life, your process, a lot of editing stuff as well. The industry is moving really fast right now. We're in a really interesting period too when it comes to media, content production, the creator economy as a whole itself. Given AI, user-generated content, short form, how do you see editing and content changing in the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years? And where do you see yourself?
Good question, bro. I actually like try not to think about it because it's just a little bit daunting in our world. It is coming and it is getting stronger. The whole AI conversation. Again, like I'm not the best person, even though I am in editing. I'm not like, I don't keep up with that space as much as I should. To your point, being delusional, like I'm a bit delusionally optimistic about the whole thing and having our career stick around for the long run. With some change, like being able to just keep up with it and keep up with what's happening, I think is just super important. Especially like I'm 29 and like kids are growing up at 10, 11 years old with phones already and using ChatGPT, and it's like, oh my gosh, we're not gonna. The next generation isn't going to know a world without ChatGPT and all the answers at their fingertips, which is insane, like my kids. But yeah, I mean, like just being able to keep up with it and understand like what's happening around the world and how you can kind of massage your way into like a new role, but it being under the umbrella of the creative world. Like I see myself editing for a lot longer, or at least directing and being able to put these like, crews together that can edit better than I can. But yeah, it's just kind of like adapting and flowing with what's happening. I will say, and maybe I could be completely wrong, but like the event world and the event kind of recaps or any content that comes out of an event, Coachella, these events I do with Apple Music, premieres, The Last of Us premiere, like I'm not sure how like humans aren't going to want to see an AI version of an event,
Yeah.
you know? Like if you're
it'll for sure still be there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, so I think I'm trying to kind of still leave that whole world open for me to just stay in, and not fully like disappear from it, because I think it'll be around for a while. Like 10 years, I'm still going to see what happened at, you know, like an event launch party in real life and it looking cool. And then as a brand, I would still want someone to create that for me. So like, I think that will be around for longer than we think. That said, dude, I say yes too much, and I say yes more than no. And I think a part of that is just because, like, who knows if it'll be around for as long as I think. Like, I don't know. Like, I just find myself, you know, saying yes to everything, because, like, what happens when we wake up tomorrow and, like, no brands or no clients or no companies have a desire to use us anymore, which is a thing, and it could happen. But, again, delusional optimism.
No, it's true. There's actually another book I read. It's 0 to 1. It's by Peter Thiel, and it's like on businesses.
Yeah. Peter Thiel, of course.
Anyways, there's a term he's called indefinite and then definite optimism, and then the definite optimists are not that he categorizes them not as neither as like one is right or one is wrong. Like they're both just like two different forms. But I think you and I definitely align more with like the definite optimism, and it's like no matter what happens, like the world will be okay. Like it will continue to like grow, and there will be abundance. And I don't think that indefinite. There's the other one is the indefinite pessimism, where it's like no matter what happens, the world will just continue to go to shit. But I think it's I wouldn't say it's right, but in my opinion and how I view life, and I think just based off what you said, it's like it's we think in abundance, and if you also believe you have your core beliefs, you are a hard worker, you put in the effort, you like act on things, you'll be like it'll be fine. And if anything, it'll actually be 10 times better and continue to grow and continue to make more money, continue to meet more people. Just as long as you continue to just put in the work, put in the effort, show up, consistency, and have that belief in yourself. But I don't think it's delusional at all. I mean, other people might look at this as delusional, but hey, the average American is like less than $1,000, obese, and divorced. So
we're doing all right, bro. I mean, if
happy
what
to
it
be
takes,
delusional.
Exactly. Like if that's what it takes to just reach my financial goals and 15-hour work days in front of my computer, if that's what it takes, especially just having that drive to be the best, I'm here for it. Like I wouldn't change it for the world. And it's a fun game, and hopefully 5 years we'll be doing bigger and better things and just adapting to that whole culture of AI. I mean, I know guys right now that are totally tapped out of this world just because of the fear of what's going to happen, which hasn't even happened yet. Like I have so much work and so many people relying on me, and I'm not to boast or anything, but it's just there's so much demand for myself and my company and other people out there. So like, what are we doing here? Why are we pivoting already when it's not necessary? So
exactly. And I think it'll work out in the end of the day. Like as long as you just 100%. Continue to show up. And we also have the mindset to adapt and change. It's not like we're going to see AI video editor comes out and then we're like, oh shit. Like we are also business owners at the end of the day too. And we are humans. We can change and grow. So I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. 100%.
But hey, Jack, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I know you're a very busy man. Really, really insightful podcast. I think a lot of our editors and viewers will find something incredibly valuable to take away from this. Where can people find you at? Is there any websites or links, even people who possibly might want to hire you?
I guess I stay most up to date on my Instagram at Jack Botti. It's just my name. I am building out a production company / post house called Rabbit House, RABITHAUS. It's not officially launched yet, but we are already running projects under Rabbit House. That's super fun, and we do just live in the world of fast-paced, quick-turn type content. So if that's you, I probably already know who you are if you are one of those editors, because it is a small world, and I stay looking, but yeah, that's kind of just where I am going to put most of my focus in, and need to update my website, jackbotti.com. That's don't look at that, because it's just too outdated work, and if it says I still live in Scottsdale, it's not true. So I'll get that up and going soon.
No, the work on it is still nonetheless very impressive.
Like, appreciate it.
Definitely will still get, even if it's older. Great work.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, thank you again so much, man. Appreciate it.